What you're seeing now is not a scene from a movie. This is a real thing that's been happening in China. Many skyscrapers falling like dominoes from high-rise buildings to dust. And if you're only hearing about this now, that's because China is trying its hardest to hide it from the rest of the world. Because right now, Xi Jinping is facing a massive crisis that could threaten its place as a superpower in the world. A crisis that, if they do not control, is said to be 100 times worse than America's Great Recession. And that is exactly why in a country where protesting is a huge risk for citizens, thousands of people are out in the streets protesting anyway. The situation is so bad that Chinese people cannot take it anymore. So what exactly is happening in China, and why does Xi Jinping want this video you're watching to be banned? Nightfam, it's pretty hard to believe, but this entire crisis starts with one simple idea. Chinese people's dream to own a house. See, in China, owning a home is a huge deal for a person's status in the society. So huge that people consider real estate when deciding who they will marry. In fact, data shows that a Chinese household allocates 70% of their wealth into houses. So you can just imagine how crazy rich this industry is. Only in recent years it got too rich, too fast. People were in such a rush to buy houses that developers would sell out complexes before even building them.
In China, people have very few outlets where they can earn a decent return on their savings, on their wealth. They had poured into the housing market in expectation of ever rising house prices.
They would blindly pay their mortgages, hoping all this hard-earned money they're giving away would multiply and make them rich someday. And see, that is not such a crazy practice in reality if the developers would build all the homes they were buying. Except they didn't. World's biggest property companies like Evergrande took full advantage by using the money not for construction but to buy even more land. With this strategy, at one point, Evergrande was the biggest real estate company in Asia. Add to this the fact that local governments were enabling this shady practice because they were benefiting from it, and you get a disaster just waiting to unfold. Just like a pyramid scheme, all it takes is one exposed mistake for the whole thing to crumble. And when Evergrande missed one payment, everything started to fall apart. People started panicking. Some big banks had to freeze the deposits of their customers. Suddenly, people couldn't access their money.
A massive protest over frozen bank deposits.
We are talking about hundreds of billions of dollars lost in this scandal. But listen, when Chinese people started panicking, they got the courage to do something bold. Thousands of them stormed out of their houses and practically told their government, "We are not paying our mortgages. Fix this mess."
A large group of very angry demonstrators faced off with the police.
This is a very rare moment when Chinese people actually confront their authoritarian government, even when the same government is threatening them with tanks, even when some people already got injured from this chaos. And this is exactly why the Chinese Communist Party doesn't want you to see this video. Because see, China has always projected itself to be a strong superpower. Undeniably, They want to economically take over the world. So if the world knew about this housing crisis, their image of stability would be quite difficult. This is why you may want to share this video to show the world that right in front of our eyes, China is losing its ground as the world superpower. Because much like what you saw right at the beginning, it doesn't matter how long you build up something from the ground. If it's founded on lies, it will all crumble, just like these buildings.